Start.
Audio? Hey guys, good morning and welcome to this live series on You Did Not Know This, brought to you by Talent Sprint. I hope all of you are doing healthy and your preparation for the upcoming bank exams, right? IBPS PO, IBPS clerks, and the other exams that you are appearing for is in high gear. Right? Well, I think the next big target for all of you must be the IBPS PU exam, which is tentatively scheduled to start from the 7th of October. In fact, not tentatively, it is confirmed now. Admit cards are also available, so I'm sure many of you would have downloaded your admit card already and you know on what date your exam is. So I think the first point that I would like to make today before we get into the discussion is that, find out the date of your examination. Download your admit card as soon as possible and strategize your preparation accordingly for the last few days, right? Your exam could be on any of the 4 dates, right? 7th or 8th or 15th or 14th of the month, right? 14th of October. So it is very important that you know what exactly is the date of your examination, right? When is your exam slotted, and prepare and plan accordingly for the last few days, right? If it is 7th of October, it will be a different strategy. If it is going to be on 15th of October, then you have got 7 more days and then you can plan accordingly. All right. So it's very important that you strategize your preparation for the last few dates based on your date of examination. All right. Now, this series called You Did Not Know This has been brought to you by Talent Sprint to, make you aware of things like it very clearly tells you, things you did not know and things that can help you score more in your examination and boost your chances of selection. So today, as a part of this You Did Not Know This series, we are going to discuss about calculations, speed math. Now, this is not something new. We have discussed this many times in the past, and we have got lots of videos available in our online program that can help you learn different techniques and do your calculations faster. So we'll cover a few techniques in the session today as well, right? We have another 20-25 minutes to discuss. But then, what I would actually like to bring out today in the session is that not that you did not know a technique to do a calculation, but you did not know that you're very poor in calculation. And it has been a clear message that I've got from the hundreds of times that I've connected with students through seminars and live sessions, right? Like, for example, if I ask you, what do you think you need the most to score more in your quantitative aptitude section? What is that one thing that can help you score more in the quant section of your exam, right? I'm sure you will talk about shortcut formulae, you'll talk about more practice, you'll talk about smart methods, you'll talk about knowing the important topics or what topics you must focus on and stuff like that. But nobody has ever mentioned me that I think I should be doing my calculations faster. Remember, every question from quantitative aptitude has got numbers in it, and you have to play with those numbers to arrive at the final answer. Whether you use a shortcut formula or a smart method or elimination method or the conventional method or the substitution method or anything, right? What you need to do is play with numbers. You have to do calculations in any method that you follow. And what we end up doing most of the times is, try to run behind the shortcut formulae, know more and more techniques, and don't practice on calculation, right? So I think you all should realize that we are very poor in calculation, right? If I ask you, do you know how to add, subtract, multiply, or divide? You would say, yes, I know that. But the fact is you don't know that. You did not know that you are poor in calculation. What you know is conventional, right? What you know is how to multiply things on paper, how to multiply numbers on paper, how to add, subtract, or divide given numbers on paper. But how would you, do calculations without putting pen on paper is a question. Like here, I have Prakash who has posted a question, right? Can anyone say what is 11.11% of 25? So let's start with that. 11.11% of 25. 11.11% of 25. I was actually going to pick up the previous year paper of IBPS PO prelims exam, and look at that kind of numbers that were given there, and how do we do the calculations. So 11.11% of 25. Now, how would you do this? Very important, percentage based calculation, right? Percentage based calculation. You should know that 11.11%. How much is 11.11%? Anyone? 11.11%. 11.11% is 1 out of 9. It is 1 by 9. Right? So it's very important. Again, we have discussed this in our speed math videos. If you look at the percentages topic that we have, the video on percentage topic we have talked about these percentages being converted to equivalent fractions, and fractions being converted to their equivalent percentages, right? You should be aware of the fact that 11.11 percentage, right? 11.11 percentage is 1 out of 9. It's 1 by 9. In terms of fraction, it's 1 by 9. And the moment you realize that it's 1 by 9, the calculation becomes a lot simpler, right? I don't have to struggle with 11.11% of 25. I'll simply take it as 25 by 9. 11.11 is 1 by 9. So 1 out of 9 multiplied by 25. That makes it 25 by 9. Now, how do you simplify this is a question. It's still a question, but I'm sure this looks a lot easier when compared to 11.11%. Right? This looks a lot easier when compared to 11.1%. Now, how do you divide 25 out of 9? See, you don't have to do the calculation always. You don't have to actually do a proper calculation to arrive at the answer. Smart people will look at the options now. Let's say this is the final answer required, right? Now you look at the options. You very well know that it is very close to and less than 3. The answer will be lesser than 3. 27 by 9 is equal to 3. 27 by 9 is equal to 3, right? This is very close to 3. Very close to 3 and less than 3. It should be closer to 3 and on the lesser side. Look at the options. If there is only one option that satisfies these two conditions, you're through. Why do you have to waste your time in doing the proper calculation? It's a very simple one that we have chosen. In fact, posted by one of your friends there. But accept the fact that we struggle in getting this, right? We struggle in doing even such simpler calculations, right? So 25 by 9 is approximately 3. If there's only one option that satisfies, you're through. Now, let's say options are not there and we have to do a proper calculation. Then how do you do? Then how do you simplify 25 by 9? I would say use a technique called split and merge. We have discussed about this multiple times. It works in almost all the calculations that you do, right? In fact, every calculation that you do, split and merge. It's a very, very important technique that can help you do any type of calculation. What do we do? 25 by 9 is not 25 by 9. In my view, 25 by 9 is 27 minus 2 by 9. You have to visualize this. Don't put pen on paper. Just visualize this. It is not 25 by 9. It is 27 minus 2 by 9. Nothing wrong in taking 25 as 27 minus 2. Now, why did we choose it as 27 minus 2? Why not 20 plus 5? Why not 30 minus 5? Because our denominator is 9. So you should try and ensure that the numerator is expressed in terms of multiples of 9. 27 is the closest that I can think of. So what happens if you split this now? See, we are trying to split the numerator. So split part is done. You have split the numerator 25 as 27 minus 2. Now what happens? This becomes 27 by 9 minus 2 by 9. 27 by 9 minus 2 by 9. 27 by 9 is 3. Sitter, all of you know that. What is 2 by 9? Again, the question is what is 2 by 9? What is 2 by 9? See, 1 by 9 is 0.11111. 2 by 9 is 0.2222. So this will be like 3 minus 0.22 approximately. The closest that we can take off. 3 minus 0.22 is how much? 2.78. That's your answer. So you want a perfect answer, not a perfect answer, but if you want a proper answer, a precise calculation to be done, 2.78 is what you would get, or 2.77, let's say, right? 2.77. That's your answer for 11.11% of 25. 11.11% of 25. I know explanation has taken so much of time. You might be wondering that do we really have to do so much in the exam, right? Do we have to spend so much of time in the exam? No. I am explaining this to you. I am not doing it for myself. When you do it for yourself, you will not put anything on paper, right? It's like 25 by 9, 27 minus 2, 3 minus something. The first thing is you should just look at the, options and decide which of the options satisfy the conditions. If there's more than one option that satisfies the given conditions, then you proceed for the next step of calculation. All right? So I think the point that I'm trying to make is you have to be really, really good in the way you do your calculations, right? If you cannot do your calculations without putting pen on paper, then it's going to be difficult. So what I'll do now is, as an exercise, let me just choose a few numbers from the last year's IBPS PO prelims paper, right? I've got the prelims paper from the year 2016 and also the mains paper. This is based on memory. So I'll just throw some numbers from this paper, which have been, like this is what we actually have to do in the exam, right? Like last year in IBPS PO mains exam, again this is a question paper based on memory that we have. We got a pie chart where the total number of items sold is given as 500, and these total number of items sold have been distributed across 5 shops, right? P, Q, R, S, T, and different percentages have been given. So very simple calculation, but let's see how quickly can you do this. So total is 500, and there is a pie chart which has been split into 5 segments, right? What are the numbers here? Okay, we have got only 4. So 18%, 16%, 20%, 22%, and 24%. Now, how quickly do you do these calculations on 500 is a question here. 500 is a very simple calculation number, by the way, right? I mean, I think I'll make it a little more complex. Instead of taking it as 500, let us take it as, let's say 1800. This is what happens most of the times, right? If you look at, this is what we have to deal with most of the times in our exams. So 1800 is a number, and there's a pie chart which has got these percentages. I hope these add up to 100. It should add up to 100, right? Yeah. This is 40, and 20, 100. Now very quickly do the calculations. See, if your idea is like, let's say we have to find out what is 24% of 1800. If you start doing this, 24% of 1800 is equal to 24 by 100 into 1800. Then 0, 0 cancels. Then 24 into 18, and then again if you do this 24 times 18, 8 4s 32, 8 2s 18, 8 2s 16 and 3 19, then 4 and 2, and then 13, and then this is 432. You are not fit for the exam. You better don't go for the exam if this is what you're planning to do there, right? Remember, it is highly competitive. Thousands and thousands of people are fighting for that one job that you have there, right? And this is not the way that you can grab your job. So you have lost it. In my view, you have lost the race already if this is the idea. What do? Try to do it mentally, right? Again, percentages, like I said, split and merge. Split and merge. Now it's very important. See, we have discussed this in one of the last sessions as well, right? It is always easier to find out 100%, 50%, 25%, 10%, 1%, such percentages for a given number, right? These percentages for a given value x are very easy to calculate, right? 100% of any number x is the number itself. 50% is half of the number. 25% is 1/4 of the number. 10% is 1/10 of the number. 1% is 1/100th of the number. Like if you take this example, 1800, x is equal to 1800, right? 1800. So what is 100% of 1800? 100% of 1800 is 1800. 50% of 1800 is half of this, which is 900. 25% is 1/4. We all know this. 25% is 1/4. What is 1/4 of 1800? 450. Again, how do you do 1/4 is an important question, right? How do you simplify 1/4? 1/4 is not 1/4. You have to divide the number by 4. Instead of dividing it by 4, you divide it by 2 times. Half and then half. That will give you the answer faster. That will give you the result faster. So half of 1800 is 900. Half of 900 is 450. So 1/4 is 450. These are important, right? 10%, 180. 1%, 18. 0.1%, 1.8. 0.01%, 0.18. Right? Now the idea is any percentage that is required can be arrived at using these numbers that we have here, right? Using these percentages that we have here, or multiples of these percentages. For example, 24%. What is 24%? The easiest way I can think of is 25% minus 1%. 24% is not 24%. It is 25% minus 1%. 25%, 450. 1%, 18. 450 minus 18, 432 should be the value. How much time does it take? You're getting it? 18% of 1800. 18% of 1800. This in fact can be done in multiple ways. I think the easiest way to do it is 18 into 18. See, 18% of 1800, right? Zeros anyway get cancelled. You can visualize this. You don't have to put pen on paper. 18 times 18, 18 squared. 18 squared you all know is 324. That's the value. 324 is the value, right? We are lucky, I would say, that it came out to be 18 squared. But otherwise, how would you do? Otherwise, what's the way to do 18%? 18%, in my view, I think I would take it as 20% minus 2%. Now, you are free to choose what you want to do, right? You can take it as 15% plus 3%, 25% minus 7%, 10% plus 8%. It's your call. Do what is comfortable for you, right? For me, the easiest way to find out 18% of any number is to take it as 20% minus 2%. This may sound very simple to most of you. You might be wondering that why are we even discussing this? Sometimes even I wonder that why do I discuss the same thing multiple times? But then when I think about it, I realize that while most of us understand this, we don't implement, right? Implementation is a problem with all of us, right? Execution is the problem. We get scared in the exam. I'm sure all of you have learned a lot of speed math techniques, but when you go for the real exam, what happens is you're like, yaar, kaun try karega? If I get a wrong answer, then I'll be in a difficult situation. I'm better off doing it on paper. And you end up doing all the calculations on paper and screw up your performance, right? You know that time management is very, very important, right? So you end up wasting a lot of time by doing calculations on paper. So the reason I'm stressing so much on even such simple calculations is that start doing it without paper. Have that confidence and apply it in the exam. All right. So for me, the easiest way to do 18% of any value is 20% minus 2%. Now there are advantages here. Why am I taking it as 20 minus 2? Calculating 20% is very easy. How do we do? while in terms of fractions we can say 20% is 1/5, but I actually do it in a different way. I take 10% multiplied by 2. 20% is not 20%, it is 10% into 2, 10% into 2, 10% into 2. 10% we all know is a sitter, into 2 again is not a, it's a no-brainer, right? So 20% is equal to 10% into 2. And the moment I get 20%, 2% is readily available. 2% is what? 2% is 20% by 10. So you're all playing, the idea is play with these numbers, multiply by 10, divide by 10, multiply by 2, divide by 2, multiply by 4, divide by 4 and so on. Yeah, so 20% minus 2%. Now 20% of 1800, 10% is 180, 20% will be 360. If 20% is 360, 2% will be 36. Mental calculation, right? You don't have to put pen on paper. I am writing it here so that I can explain it to you, right? 360 minus 36 and you're done. 360 minus 36. Now subtract. Again, see every step is split and merged, right? Subtracting 36 from 360 might be a little difficult, but subtracting 40 is easy. Subtract 40. Don't subtract 36, subtract 40. 360 minus 40, 320. Easy to do, right? You know that you have subtracted 4 extra. You were supposed to remove 36, you have removed 40. 4 more has been removed. You have to compensate that, right? Add it back. What will you add back? 4. Why? Because you have subtracted 4 extra. So 360 minus 40 is 320 plus 4, 324. Explanation takes time, but when you do it yourself, it happens in a jiffy, right? You just arrive at the value, right? So 324 is the answer. Here, of course, 18 times 18 is a lot easier, but otherwise 18% can always be taken as 20% minus 2%. Now practice a few numbers like this and I'm sure you'll be done. You can deal with pie charts really very easily in the exam. Let me take one more calculation. Let's say the value is, or let's do the other calculation, then we will change the number here. 16%. Now how do you want to do 16%? Number of ways. 16% can be taken as 10 plus 5 plus 1. 10% 180. 5% is 90. Now how do I know 5% is 90? 5% is half of 10%. If 10% is 180, 5% is 90. And 1% is 18. So 180 plus 90 plus 18. 180 plus 90 is 270 plus 18 is 288. 16% of 180, 16% of 1800 is 288. If you are doing this in the exam, then you better don't go for the exam, right? I may sound a little it might sound demotivating, but that's a fact, right? If this is how you are going to arrive at the number, then you're lost the race. 8 6 48, 8 1s are 8 plus 4 12, 1 6 are 6, 1 1s are 1, then this is 8 and 2. Yes, I've got the answer. If this is what you want to do, don't even go for the exam, right? 16% of 1800, 270 plus 18, 288 will be the answer. Very quickly break this up into parts and then merge. Break and merge, split and merge. That's what I was telling, right? Split and merge. Any type of calculation, not just percentages. Look at the next one. 20% of 1800. This is a sitter, 360. 10% is 180. 20% is double up. 22%, just to a sum instead of difference here. 20% plus 2%. 22% is 20% plus 2%. So 360 plus 36. 376 is the value. Yes or no? 360 plus 36. Sorry, 360 plus 36. 396 is the value. Yes or no? 20% is 360. 2% is 36. 360 plus 36. 396. What is left out? Okay, we are done. All the percentages are done. Honestly, reflect yourselves, right? Reflect on what you would do. How many of you would do these calculations on paper in the exam? How many of you will do these calculations on paper in the exam? I'm sure a lot of you might be feeling, "Arey, haan yaar, I also do this on paper." That's not going to help. It's not going to help. You're getting it? Very simple. It's not complex at all. I mean, I have a lot of other numbers on the paper here. Again, picking up from the previous paper. But then, and I have made it complex. The given number was 500. Doing it for 500 would be a lot easier. But we have taken 1800, right? So I think the idea is to be able to do calculations really quick. Yeah, additions, subtractions, multiplications, divisions. Anyway, now that we have started with percentages, let us do one more round of exercise on percentages. We will be meeting every Friday for these sessions on you did not know this. What you did not know? You did not know. You knew how to do these calculations. You did not know that you are failing in the exam because you are not good in calculations. You did not know this, right? You did not know that you are poor in calculation. Accept the fact that we are very bad in calculation. We are very, very bad in calculation. If you all were physically present in front of me now, I would have made you Either write that on a piece of paper 10 times that I am very bad in calculation, or speak it out loud, right? That I am very bad in calculation. And remember, this is going to be a struggle for quite some time. You have to spend at least 30 to 45 minutes every day in doing the same exercise, on a daily basis. Same as in, don't take the same numbers, but do similar calculations. It will be difficult initially, but in about 15-20 days, you'll start feeling the difference. You'll start feeling the difference. You'll really struggle, but after that, you'll start feeling the difference. So let me change the numbers. Let's take something more complex now. So understand, one is percentages in terms of fractions. Like somebody had asked me, right? 11.11 percentage. You should know that 11.11 percentage is 1 by 9. The other thing is split and merge, right? How quickly can you split and merge? So let me take one more pie chart. Let us just look at one more pie chart, right? Let's say we break it into some 5-6 segments, right? I mean, don't go by the angular division and all that. I'll put up values randomly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, let's take one more, right? What should be the total number? Forget about total number. Let's take some percentages now. 11%, 23%, 19%. What else? 27%. Just see, the sum should not cross 100. So this is 50 already, 50 and 30. Oh, we are left with only 20% now. So let's split 20%, no? 5.5%, then 6.5%, yeah, and 8%. Now don't comment that this 8% looks bigger than 27% or 8% looks bigger than 11%, right? Some random numbers there. Just check if the total is adding up to 100. 23 and 19 is 42, 42 and 27 is 69, 69 and 8 is 77, 77 and 11 is 88, 88 and 11 is 99, plus 1 is 100. Yeah, so that's 100. Now let's take a total value, right? What is the total value? Somebody says the ratio भी करवा दीजिए. Ratio वाला भी करेंगे next session में, right? Every Friday मिलना ही हमें. You did not know this में. So ratios we'll discuss in the next session. Let's focus on percentages today. Now what total number should we take? Let us take 6,400. 6,400. Believe me, these are the kind of numbers that we actually get in the exam, right? You may have to do 2-3 calculations to arrive at answer in each question, but how do you do this? Basic percentage is the question. Yeah. Sriram says, I am improving my calculations because of your teaching. Thank you. Well, thank you, Sriram, for that appreciation, but I have a different view. I think you are improving your calculations not because of my teaching, but because of your practice. What I'm doing here is only 10%, right? 90% is in your control. Just learning this technique is not going to help. If just by learning a technique one could do quick calculations, I would say yes, I am the one who's helping you out. But I think learning is only 10% of the game, 90% is practicing on it. So if you are improving, if you really feel that you're improving in calculations, it is because of your practice that you're doing on a daily basis. Anyways, thanks for the feedback. I hope others also start practicing on calculations every day, right? 45 minutes per day for 21 days. Do it for 21 days. Okay, now, yeah, I think Satya also says that I'm improving my speed because of you, not because of me, it is because of you. Look at the numbers now, do the calculations. Let me leave you with this for 1 minute. Do not put pen on paper. In fact, take as much time as you want. Spend 10 minutes in doing these 5-6 calculations, no problem. But do not put pen on paper. Do not put pen on paper. You're getting it? So try and do it now. I think we have just 5 minutes left for the session. We will finish this exercise and then, get back to our independent practice, right? Yeah. So do your calculations and put the numbers. Diksha says this one query. Diksha, please tell me what your question is. I think more than anything else, the takeaway from the session should be that I did not know. You should be feeling like, okay, I did not know that I am so bad in calculations. I'm like really poor in calculations. Okay, Dev Priya says, why particularly 20 Now there's this 21-day rule that I've learned about, right? 21-day rule says that if you do something every day for 21 days consistently, it becomes a habit. I want this to become a habit, right? I want this to become a habit for all of you. So that is the reason I'm saying do it for 45 minutes every day for 21 days. 22nd day, it automatically happens. If you have really done it properly for 21 days, 22nd day, it just happens by itself. You are not doing it. Like for example, believe me, I spend at least 1 hour of my day in doing calculations, and I do such simple calculations. I don't take anything complex. Now, do I do it cautiously? No, it just happens, right? I mean, I look at number, I start multiplying it. It happens, behind the scenes, right? It keeps happening. So I think it should become like a second nature for all of you. Only then you'll be able to do these calculations quickly. Yeah, I can see a lot of answers coming in, right? Irfan Gohil, Yashwant Kumti, Saurav Kumar, Rohit Kumar, Nagesh, and others here, right? Diksha Kaushik's question is, do reminder theorem comes in bank exams? Well, it's not of that importance in bank exams. I mean, I should ideally not be saying that it is not important or it is important, because everything is important. You should be prepared for the worst. But yeah, if you look at the history, we have seen more of reminder theorem based questions coming in SSC exams than in bank exams. Anyway, video is available on that in our online programs. You can check that out. Yeah, Jhalak Jain, and who else? Nikhil Nigam. Nikhil Nigam says 19% should be 1072. Well, we have not really got into the calculations yet. We'll figure it out. Prabhakar says here in Karnataka, my exam was postponed. Will it be conducted or not? Prabhakar, don't worry. I know that the RRB exam in Karnataka got postponed. And like I've said, it has got postponed. It has not been cancelled, right? They'll come out with the dates very soon, I'm sure. So don't worry. It is impossible that the exam will not be conducted in your state when it was conducted in the rest of the country, right? Yeah, so answers coming in. Sandeep Chauhan, R. Rohit, Suresh Babu, Nagesh, Ganesh, Ashi Arya, and many others there. Moini says it's helpful in CAT also. I am assuming that you're telling that to me, right? You're not asking me. It's helpful in any exam, right? Any exam that involves, it's actually helpful in your day-to-day life, right? You must have seen people, right, who can do calculations really quickly. General day-to-day life, day-to-day experience, right? Useful, very useful. Yeah. Okay, I'm glad that so many answers have come in, right? Venugopal, Prudhvi Raj, Krishna Kumar, Nikhil Vinod, right? A lot of answers have come in. But the only question that I would like to ask you all is, are you doing it on paper or without paper? What's happening at your end? It must not be that you're using a calculator and, commenting the answers there. That would not be fooling me. It will be fooling yourself if you're doing that, right? So I'm hoping all of you have done it without paper. If you can just confirm that, we can jump to doing these calculations. Yeah, Akshay has also marked some answers, and Ravi Rathod. Good. So a lot of answers here. Sunil says with paper. Sunil, yeah, with paper, no point. Krishna Kumar, Yashwant, Suganti also says on paper. On paper is not acceptable. Darshana also says with paper. I was expecting you guys would give me the answers without paper. See, with paper is not going to help. Yeah, without pen. Good. So I think there's a mixed response. A lot of you have done without paper, but there are some who have still done these calculations on paper as well. So I think you should be focusing on doing it without paper, because if your friends can do it, I'm sure even you can do that. Now let's quickly play with these numbers. I'm not going to write anything on paper other than the answer, right? We have already discussed how to do it. Like 100% is 6,400 for us, right? The total is 6,400 means what? 100% is 6,400. Now 50% is 3,200, 25% will be 1,600, 10% is 640, 1% is 64, half a percent is 32, 20% will be 1,280, right? 15% will be 640 plus 320, 960. 25% we have already discussed, it is going to be 1,600. 30% is going to be 1,800 plus 120, 1,920. 40% is going to be 2,400 plus 160, which is 2,560, right? 51% is going to be 3,264. You understand? when I'm saying 51 percentage, behind the scene I know that it is 50 plus 1. So 3200 plus 64, 3264 is the answer. It should happen, without your knowledge. You just come to the answer there, right? I want 52 percentage of this. 3200 plus 128, 3328 is the answer. Right? We want 19 percentage of this. What is 19 percentage of 6400? 10% is 640, 20% is 1280, 19% is 20% minus 1%. So 1280 minus 64, which will be 1216. 1280 minus 64. First subtract 60, 1280 minus 60 is 1220, minus 4, 1216 is the answer. Yes or no? You want 27 percentage of this. 27 percentage. There are two ways to do it. 25% plus 2%. Or 30% minus 3%. Either way, you will get the same answer. 25% plus 2%, 1600 plus 128, 1728. 30% minus 3%. Now, understand 30% minus 3% is similar to 20% minus 2% or 40% minus 4%. You just have to do 30% of the value, right? You have to get 30% of the value. 3% is 30% by 3. While it looks like two different numbers have to be calculated, it's only one, 30%. Because the moment you get 30%, 3% is readily available. 30% of 6400 is 1800 plus 120, 1920. If 30% is 1920, 3% is 192 by 10 by 10. Yeah, 30% is 1920. 30% is 1920. What do? 640 into 3, 1800 plus 120. All this is like split and merge, right? Randomly happening in your brain, right? In your brain. Practice is really important, right? Without practice, you cannot do that. So 1920 minus 192, you've got it. 1920 minus 192. Now, how do you subtract? That's the question. Suppose I try finding out 27 percentage using 30% minus 3%. I've got 1920 minus 192. Now, the question that arises is, how are you going to subtract? Are you going to do this? 1920 minus 192? You are not fit for the exam if you do this. Do not subtract 192, subtract 200. Split and merge again. 192 is not 192, right? 192 is like 200, very close to 200. So subtract 200. 1920 minus 200, 1720. You know that you have subtracted 8 extra, add it back. 1720 plus 8, 1728 is the answer. You can do this mentally without putting any number on paper. Without putting any number on paper. You understand? You just have to practice. Practice and more practice. 1920 minus 192 is 1728 in about 1.5 seconds, not more than that. Yeah, I want 42% of 6400. How will you do? 42% of 6400. 42% is 40% plus 2%. 40% is going to be 2560. 2% is going to be 128. So 2560 plus 128 is going to be 2688. That's your answer. And it took a little longer for me to get the answer because I was reading it out, right? I was telling what the steps were. If I keep my mouth shut and do it within myself, I'll get the answer much faster. Now, don't misunderstand that I'm trying to brag about my calculation skills. The point that I'm trying to make is, if I can do this, even you can do that. I did not come from Mars. I am also from the same planet. Yeah. The only difference probably between you guys and me today is the amount of practice that I've gone through, right? I've done a lot of practice. And I'm sure you can also do that and do such calculations really quick. It's all about being comfortable, and you'll be comfortable only when you practice a lot. Yeah. So 42%, 40% plus 2%. 40% is 2560, 2% is 128, 2560 plus 128, 2660 plus 28, 2688. You just do it. Yeah. Okay. So let's finish these calculations, and then maybe we'll take up a few more numbers. So 11%, 640 plus 64, right? 704. 10% plus 1%, 640 plus 64, 704. 23%, 25% minus 2%, or 20% plus 3%. Your call, right? Let's do 25% minus 2%. 25%, 1600, 2%, 128. 1600 minus 128. Don't subtract 128. It's going to be difficult. Subtract 100, then subtract 20, then subtract 8. So 1600 minus 100, 1500, minus 20, 1480, minus 8, 1472. That's the value, 1472. There's another way of doing it. 20% plus 3%. 20% is 1280. 3% is 192. Right? 180 plus 12, 192. So 1280 plus 192. 1280 plus 192, Don't add 192, add 200. 1280 plus 200 is 1480. You have added 8 extra, subtract that. 1480 minus 8, 1472. 19%. I'm sure you know what the technique is, right? How do you split it? Don't take it as 10 plus 9, 25 minus 6, 22 minus 3, 30 minus 11 or 40 minus 21. The easiest way is 20 minus 1. 20% minus 1%. 20% minus 1%. 20% is 1280. 1% is 64. 1280 minus 64. 1216 is the answer. 20% is 1280. 640 times 2, 1280. 1% is 64. 1280 minus 64. Don't subtract 64. Subtract 60, then subtract 4. 1280 minus 60, 1220. Minus 4, 1216. That's your answer. Should we go for the next one? 27. I think we have already done 27%. But let's do it again. 25 plus 2, 1600 plus 128, 1728. Or 30 minus 3. So 1920 minus 192. So 1720 and yes, 1728. You getting it? Easier. I'm sure all of you would find 27% as, all of you will find 25 plus 2 to be better than 30 minus 3. You know, if I have to make a choice between these two, I'm sure a lot of you will go for this 25 plus 2 instead of 30 minus 3. And I'll tell you the reason for this. It may not be always easy to do 25 plus 2. Sometimes 30 minus 3 works much faster than 25 plus 2. Sometimes finding out 30 minus 3 will be a lot easier than finding out 25 plus 2. In this particular case, you find 25 plus 2 to be easier because you easily know that 6,400's 25% is 1600. It's divisible by 4, right? 64 by 4 is 16. So it's very easy to calculate. Yeah. Otherwise also you can apply, but I'm saying don't make it a hard and fast rule that 27 is always 25 plus 2. It can be 30 minus 3 also. It can be 35 minus 8. It can be 26 plus 1 sometimes. Yeah. So 27%, right? How do we do 1600 plus 128? 1728 is the answer. 8%, 10% minus 2%, 640 minus 128. Yes or no? 10% 640, 2% is 128. 640 minus 128. Don't subtract 128, subtract 130. 640 minus 130, 510. Add 2, 512. That's your answer. Or that's like 8 into 64. There are a number of ways of doing it. I'm explaining you this concept of split and merge. Otherwise, you know that 8% will become 8 by 100 into 6,400. So zeros will get cancelled. 8 into 64. 8 into 64 is like 8 cube, which is 512. So that way also you get the same answer. Depends on which one you find it to be comfortable. Yeah. Now these are the interesting ones, 6.5 and 5.5. Let's do 5.5%. How do you do? The easiest way to do 5.5% is what? 5% plus half percent. 5% plus 0.5%. Are these two calculations or one calculation? It might be only one calculation, because the moment you do 5%, 0.5% is readily available. 10% is 640. 5% will be 320. Yeah, 10% is 640, 5% is 320. If 5% is 320, 0.5% will be 32, and you're there. Yeah, 10% 640, 5% 320. If 5% is 320, 0.5% is 32. 320 plus 32, 352 is the value, and you're here. Right? Or maybe half of 11%. Somebody says take half of 11%. Works. Smart. That's smart. We have already calculated 11%. This is half of 11%. So 704 by 2. 352. That way also you get the same answer. And that's really smart, I would say. You have saved a lot of time. You just have to take half of this value. I did not realize that. Yeah. Good. So half of 11%. 6.5%. So if you have to use a similar technique, how do you do? 6.5%, I would say is 5.5% plus 1%. We have already got 5.5% plus 1% will give me 6.5%. So 352 plus 1%, 1% is 64. 352 plus 64, 352 plus 60 is 412. 412 plus 4 is 416. There's a number. You've understood? We have not done it as 5% plus 1% plus 0.5%. I'm saying 5 like somebody had given the idea, right? Take half of 11% to get this. Add 1% to get this. 5.5% plus 1%. So 5.5 is 352, 1% is 64, and you're done. Yeah? 352 plus 64. Add 60 and then add 4. 352 plus 60 is 412 plus 4 is 416. And there you are. Let's say I have to do some other calculation, some other percentage calculation for this given number here. maybe one or two more calculations and then we will close it. Let's say I have to find out 73.5%, 73.5% of this value 6,400. How do you do this? 73.5% of 6,400? Split and merge. Don't panic and don't start doing this drama in the exam. 73.5, 6,400, 0, 0, 0, 0. Then 64 into 735 and then divide by 10. All this is crap. You will get the answer. You will get the right answer. Method is also correct. But you will flunk in the exam, right? You will not be able to, go past the cutoff score. So what should we do then? If I don't have to put pen on paper, what should we do then? Split and merge. The easiest way I can think of immediately is 75% minus 1.5%. 75% of 6,400 will be 4,800. 1.5% of 6,400 will be what? 96. 4,800 minus 96. 4,704 should be the answer. Check. I'll do it a little slow this time. 75% minus 1.5%. 75% minus 1.5%. Say 75% minus 1.5%. 75% of 6,400. 75% is like 3/4, right? 3/4 of 6,400. What is 3/4 of 6,400? 1/4 is 1,600. 3/4 is 3 times of 1,600, which is 4,800. All this is happening rapidly in your brain. So 75% of 6,400 will become 4,800 minus 1.5%. 1% is 64, half percentage is 32, 1.5% is 1% plus half percent, 64 plus 32, 96. I am very happy because I have to subtract 96. Subtracting 96 is very easy. It is like subtracting 100, which is a no-brainer. 4,800 minus 100, 4,700. I have subtracted 4 extra, add that back. 4,704 is the answer. Yeah? Don't go by the length of the explanation. Don't go by the amount of time that we have spent here. 4704. Let's say you don't get this idea in the exam. You don't get the idea that okay, it is 75 minus 1.5. You want to do 50 plus 10 plus 10 plus 3 plus 0.5. Works. It will still work. Let's do that. What do you want to do? Who's there on the other side of the board? My girlfriend is standing there. So I'm trying to kind of talk to her. Yeah, I'm explaining the technique to her. I didn't want to look at you guys because you should not be looking at, again, this is still theory, but you should not be looking at my expressions throughout because, you should be thinking yourself. That was the idea, right? Anyway, let's do this. Again, I'm talking to my, you there? Yeah, she's still there. So let me do that calculation once again in a different way. So 73.5, let me talk to her. This time more cozy, huh? So what is 73.5% of 6,400? So we are not going to take 75 minus 1.5. We'll take it as 50 plus 20 plus 3 plus 0.5. 50 plus 20 plus 3 plus 0.5, right? 50% 3,200. Now you'll have to remember these numbers for a few seconds so that you can merge all these numbers towards the end, right? You have to merge all these numbers towards the end. So 50 plus 20 plus 3 plus 0.5. 50% 3,200, 20% 1,280, 3% 192, 0.5% 32. You have to do that merging, right? Let me put the numbers. 3,200 plus 1,280 plus 192 plus 32. 3,200 plus 1,280, 4,480, 4,480 plus 192. It is not 192, it is 200. So 4,480 plus 200, 4,680. 4,680 minus 8, 4,672. 4,672 plus 32. 4,670 plus 30 is 4,700. That 2 and this 2 is 4. 4,704 is 4,704. That's what you get here. Yeah? Followed? 4704 is the answer. Let me just take one more number. Let's see how many of you get the answer this time. Same thing, 6,400 is the value. Let's say I have to find out 67.35% of 6,400. Your time starts now. Take 10 minutes, doesn't matter. But don't put pen on paper. Somebody says 75 minus 1.5 is better. Definitely, Shushant, 75 minus 1.5 is better. I am just giving you another angle to it, right? You can also take it as 50 plus 20 plus whatever, 3 plus 0.5. Now try this. 67.35% of 6,400. Please do not put pen on paper. Please do not use pen and paper. Drop your pens, get your hands free, and then do the calculation. 67.35% of 6,400. Okay? Waiting for the answers to come in, right? Shall I clear this up? $4,309. Sid Shaw has got 4,309. Somebody says 2,400. 2,400 will not be the answer. 50% itself is 3,200. This should be more than 50%, no? So why do you say 2,400? Get the answer. I am checking out the deals on Amazon, by the way. Yeah, tomorrow is the last date. Got the answers? 4,003 approximately nahi chahiye na baba. I want exact answer. Approximately though we can say. What's the exact answer? 4,310.4. Diksha Kaushik has got 4,310.4. Ganesh says I am taking it as 6,735 into 64 by 100. I am doing like this. Okay. 4,352. Mohini PCM. Okay, Mohini has got 4,310.4. Some PCM Studios and Jishnu Suresh have got 4,310. Nagesh. Oh, Nagesh has helped us, you see, he has helped us to a great extent. He says it should be 3,840 plus 7.35% of 6,400. So you want the examiner to do the calculation on your behalf. Huh? Kiran has got 4,402. Ashi has got 4,242.4. So it's like an auction, huh? You guys are bidding for something here. 4,242, 4,310.4. 4,310.4 seems to be the most common answer, right? Uday has got 4,300.4. Sharath has got 4,512. Kiran has got 4,404. Dhanunjay says we are better off taking it as 70 minus 2.65. I don't know what you can do, but whatever you do has to be comfortable for you. I don't say there's only one way of getting the answers to these questions, right? You can do it in multiple ways. You find out which is the most convenient. And looks like I've extended it by almost 20 minutes. Let me close it now. Immediately after this last calculation, we will close this session. Meet again on the coming Friday, same time, 11 a.m. with another set of questions on speed math. So what do you want to do? 67.35% of 6,400. Let's think of 3-4 different methods and then see which one works the best. So I think one way of doing it is, 50 plus 10 plus 7 plus 0.35. The other way of doing it is 70 minus whatever, 2.65, right? Or 65 plus 2.35. See, had it been 0.25, I'm sure life would have been easier. But this is 0.35, right? We have somebody who says he has taken 50 plus 10 plus 5 plus 2 plus 0.35. Yeah, number of ways of doing it. I think we can try this. I'll do this. Maybe 70. Again, how we arrive at 70 is a different question. 70 minus 3 plus 0.35. There are only two calculations, strictly speaking. 70 minus 3, 67 plus 0.35, 67.35. Now, why am I saying that there are two calculations? You look at three different numbers, right? 70 and 3 and 0.35. But then why is it only two calculations for me? Because 0.35% is a factor of 70%. 0.35% is related to 70%. Like half of 70% is 35%. That by 100 will give me 0.35%. So I can easily find out 0.35% if I know what is 70%. How do I get 70%? 50 plus 20. I mean, that split and merge within that is okay, right? So find out 70% of 6,400, 50% plus 20%. So this will be 3,200 plus 1280. 3,200 plus 1280. It is 4,480. 4,480. Yes or no? 4,480. So this is 4,480. You're able to follow 50 plus 20, 3,200 plus 1280. So 3,200 plus 1,200 is 4,400 plus 80, 4,480. Minus 3%, minus 192. 64 into 3, minus 192. Yeah? You're able to follow. 1% is 64. 3% will be 64 into 3, so 192. Plus 0.35%. Now look at this, 0.35%. 70% is 4,480. 70%, I mean, you can also calculate it as 35% by 100. Like I can take 35% of this value, divide that by 100 to get the answer. But I think since we have already got 70%, let's play with this number. So half of 70% is 35%. What is half of this? 2,240. That should be divided by 2. Sorry, half you have already got. That should be divided by 100. You understand? 0.35% or 0.35 is like 70 by 100 into 2. 70 by 2 will give me 35. 35 by 100 will give me 0.35. 70 by 2. 70 is 4,480. That by 2 is 2,240. 2,240. 2,240 by 100. 2,240 by 100. 22.4. No? Yes? Yes or no? 22.4. By 200 basically, dividing by 200. So 2240 divided by 100, 22.4. Now additions and subtractions can be done. So 4,480 minus 192, subtract 200, 4,280 plus 8, 4,288. 4,288 plus 22 is 4,310 plus 0.4, 4,310.4. That's your answer. This will be done if and only if we have to do a precise calculation, if you have to do an exact calculation. But like I've mentioned in the very beginning of the session today, that the first thing that you will do is, you will not calculate 67.35%. You will calculate, let's say, 70%. You know what is 70%? 4,480. You also know that the answer should be less than 70%. So look at the options. If there is only one option which is close to 70% and lesser than that, that's your answer. If there are multiple options, then you have to proceed with the next step, right? So always, although we need an exact answer for marking the right option there, you can eliminate the wrong answers very easily if you know the range of the value here. Okay? And then let me tell you, we have not discussed a lot of calculations where you can use fractions. Like for example, let's say if it is 62.5%. What is 62.5%? 62.5% is not 60% plus 2.5%. It is not 50 plus 10 plus 2.5%. 62.5% is 5 by 8. So 5 by 8 of 6,400. 5 by 8 of 6,400. So that will be like 800 into 5, 4,000 is the answer. You understand? 75% is 3/4. 87.5%. What is 87.5% of 6,400? It will be 7 by 8. Answer will be 5,600. 87.5% of 6,400. 87.5% is equal to 7 by 8. 6,400 by 8 is 800 times 7 is 5,600. So like I've told you, there are percentages, standard percentages in terms of their equivalent fractions. So if you can do that, you will be able to do, get the answers really fast. For the other numbers, we do all this drama. Split, merge, depending on what is required. Alright, so on that note, let me close it here. I hope all of you have enjoyed this session. Thank you for joining us in this You Did Not Know This series brought to you by Talent Sprint every day at 11 a.m. where we'll be discussing something on general awareness or vocabulary or speed math or anything that can help you move closer to your dream bank or SSC job. Alright, by the way, we'll be meeting again at 3 p.m. for the same discussion but in Hindi language. So if you have friends who are more comfortable in Hindi or you would like to join again, you can see us at 3 p.m. And otherwise, we'll meet on Monday at 11 a.m. with this You Did Not Know This. And I think I would like to conclude by just one point, that you did not know that you are bad in calculations. Realize that fact and start working towards it. 45 minutes a day for the next 21 days. I'm sure you'll find a huge difference in the way you deal with your numbers. right? Thank you so much for joining us once again. Keep practicing and take very good care of yourselves. I'll see you all in the next session. Bye.